again. I know it's been quite a while. It's been almost a year since I've posted here on YouTube. My goal for 2025, among many New Year's resolutions that I made, check out my 2024 video where I talked about how I set goals. My goal, one of many goals that I have set for 2025, is to post more regularly here on YouTube. And starting out, this will probably be once a month. But if I can make it more regularly than that, we'll see. I wanted to start the year off with this video though, because it will showcase my Notion template. If you don't know what Notion is, I'll explain it a little bit in the video, and I hope to give more details in the description down below. On Notion is where I have set up all of my 2025 goals, and so I want to show you the goals I've made for 2025, how I started previously, and what specific details I've made in Notion that work really well for me. And then as the year goes on, you might see some different content, more lifestyle content. I might post some vlogs just about what's going on in my life, tips and tricks I have to share with you, whatever I feel like creating in the moment. But for now, what I want to show you is how I set goals in Notion. So let's get in there. So I wanted to begin today by looking at some of my past New Year's goals that I've made so I can look forward to what I want my 2025 New Year's resolution goals to be. So I started creating these goals on Notion in 2021, actually in the summer of 2021. So what you're seeing right here is the first ever template that I created. I'm confident I found it from another creator, but I tried to personalize it as much as possible to make it my own. Now, if we go over here and look at my 2024 goals, obviously this is the year that we just finished, so this is my most recent version, and some of the changes you'll see here is what I've done to make it better. As you may notice, some of these things are very similar. I still have categories with 4 or 5 goals in each of these categories. Now, in 2021, I only had 2 or 3 goals per category, so I have expanded to have more goals. I also have this mood by the month, or my daily mood tracker. And as I noted there at the bottom, I kind of forgot to do this every single day in 2024, but one of the years, I believe 2022, I was really good at making sure that I was tracking rating my day out of 1 through 5 every single day. So again, you'll see a little bit of development. This was my first full year I did this in 2022, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom where I have what I called my mood board. But I guess before I go there, because this is true too, one thing that really stood out to me for my 2024 goals was, instead of just focusing on the overall for the whole year, I dove specifically into weekly and monthly goals. So I encourage you to pause this and look at what I accomplished. If I put a green check mark, it means I completed it. If I didn't put a green check mark, it means I didn't complete it, but I want to strive to do better next time. Now, this is the first ever mood board I created. So I was originally doing it in gallery view, but since then I've discovered I prefer table view, so I'm so glad that it's a very simple click. So I have all of this organized by month, obviously from January to December. And in 2022 specifically, I chose to use that feature to create a new tab underneath. And more than just rating my day out of 1 through 5, I added extra information for every single day. Notion was where I journaled, as well as where I recorded all this other information. And so I journal about what I'm grateful, what I want to invite more of, or what I want to encourage more in my life, what I want to discard or not include in my life, key conversations that happened, any inspiration gathered, and then I added a my journaling section, just specifically how I felt about the day, what stood out to me, what was important in my life. And so there was the my journaling section. And again, that was in 2022. So I tried to encourage it in 23 and 24. It kind of fell by the wayside in 24. We'll see if I continue it in 2025. But this is what I've created so far for my 2025 goals. I always like to have a word of the year, and I would prefer to create a template or a design there in the background that is personalized. And that picture meant a lot to me because it was from the summer of 24. And so the word I chose for 2025 is patience. Now, as you'll notice as I'm scrolling down here, one thing that was really important to me too when it came to the design aspect is that I wanted all of the pictures to match in colors. and I have my mood by the month set up for 2025, we really will see how much that is used. Now this year, instead of focusing on monthly goals, I have evening goals that I want to accomplish every single evening. That is a very specific chunk of time. Again, I encourage you to pause this here. I have 15 minutes on learning a language, probably going to be on Duolingo. I want to do something active. I want to read. I want to write. I want to listen to Spotify more. As you see there at the bottom, I'm editing. I wanted to have a no spend year for 2025, but I very quickly realized that that is quite unlikely or impossible for me. So I want it to be a low spend year. I just want to be conscious of my money purchases. But as you'll also notice, as I'm adding to finances, I want to be more specific with my goals. Maybe I can't max out my Roth IRA because I'm not making a ton of money right now, but I would love to see if I can at least contribute $500 a month to something in my Roth IRA. So I also have created this yearly goals template, which I would love to be able to create a link that you can have access to if you're interested. It has a word of the year section and then some suggested word of the years that have really stood out to me. I have these categories with specific aspects in each of them, and you don't have to follow them. And then here, I just want to show you how you can change the photo that's being used, because obviously you'll want to change it to something that is more personalized for you. So all of this is editable. I love how user-friendly Notion is, and I love to experiment and create. And so this is just a beautiful tool for me. Now I have growth goals, which is not based on 1 year either. And again, these are personally to me. You do not have to take them, but I strive towards working on my talk and my behavior. I'm deleting these because this is my template, and so I want to have space for this to be editable in my template. I don't always want to have the same growth goals because I'm confident that they will change as my life goes on. So I'm creating obviously a note here for you guys if I make this downloadable or an editable template for you to use, that this is where you can create goals for yourself that will span over a year. So again, more lifelong goals. This would also be a great place if you wanted to put your bucket list or something you've wanted to accomplish in life that there doesn't ever seem to be like another place that you can organize this. I just like having everything in one place on Notion. I can click back and forth, and there is the search feature there at the top left if you want to use that feature. And so just creating different goals. Again, I am organizing and setting up this template. I've used Notion long enough that I know if you just do /, there's a whole bunch of tools available, such as setting, bullet point lists, putting things in bold, changing the color, all that kind of stuff. So you do want to be careful if you're trying to say this/that you don't accidentally click on one of those. And so I'm just showing here also, because this is my template, if I want this to span over a specific year, such as January from 2025, instead of January 2024, this is editable. Now, this took me a while, and it took a lot of user error for me to figure this out. So as we watch me go back and forth and click to make sure I know what works, I think by March I have it figured out. So January, it took me a few clicks. February, I was like, I'm going to start backwards. I'll start with 2025 there, and then do 2025 at the beginning, but for some reason it didn't save. So I went back and did it again. Do the last, then do the first day, and then click randomly back on the last, and that's what saved. So change March 31st, specify what year, change March 1st, specify what year, and then click back on March 31st to make sure it all has synced up. And once you click away, it'll automatically have the correct year there. So that's one thing you'll have to change at the beginning of the year when you're editing the template for every single new year that comes, but it's manageable. As you'll notice, I also keep on going back to my home page. So my goals is on my home page, and there's other pages inside that. And if you look to the side, I have my personal home page. I have my MaryBeau home page, which is actually a template I already have that exists for you to be able to edit. And then I have my adulthood homepage, which for me is just what do I not want on my regular homepage. I easily could combine them, but right now I'm using my adulthood homepage more for everything. And on my homepage, I specifically use my goals. So I'm just showing here how easy it is to just click, type in a number, and it's going to rate your day for you. You don't have to worry about editing that. Now, another feature I like to do that makes me think more about the choices I make is every month I reflect on how it went. So at the beginning of the year, I set monthly goals. For example, my January 2025 monthly goals is don't spend money on clothes, create a workout routine, capture many photos, videos, pause and enjoy life. That's 4 goals. You don't have to create 4 goals, but I chose to. I also will choose one word that describes my month. Oftentimes, the word has to do with the emotion I'm feeling the most, or like the vibes of that. So was the focus school? My word of the month might literally be school. But be as creative as you want to be. The sky's the limit. I like to record memorable moments or what specifically I might have done in the year. So I went to a party, or I had a big milestone in my life. I got to a certain, followers on Instagram, maybe, or I ran a 5K today. What is accomplishments that you did, memorable moments? That's the best place to record it. I randomly just wrote, I met the first president of the United States. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Then I like to have, for every single month, I reflect on what were some things that I learned. Could be bad or good things that I learned. It could be about me. It could be about the world. It could be about different people in my life. What did I learn? And then what do I want to improve on? If I look at my life and how I'm living my life, what do I want to change to better future me? And just reflecting every single month and looking back at my goals every single month. If I had a really bad month, or I just didn't log on to Notion, I forgot about a lot of the goals that I had set, it's a great time to remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, I can already tell you right now, what I have used the most of everything in 2025, the whole 2 weeks that we've been into so far, is this specific page here. I created a separate link page for my evening goals because I know that that's what I want to focus on. And I'm over here decorating to make sure everything has an icon. I prefer it that way, but you don't have to. All of these are clickable links. And sorry for the weird cutoff there, but I could go on for hours and hours talking about all that Notion has, all that I've learned on Notion, all of the ways that I can set goal. I could talk on and on and on about Notion, about goal settings. So we will see if more videos come out about setting goals, more videos that come out about Notion. I know that I've realized a lot about myself. I'm a planner. I love to plan. Even if I don't ever actually implement, I feel safer with the plan. All that being said, I could go on and on for hours. I don't want to waste your time like that. So hopefully, if you want to see more, there will be more videos like this or related to something that I want to share with you guys in the future. So please let me know what you want to see in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.